Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode of Ant on Music. I am Ant, your humble host, and this week we're going to look at a couple of things. We're going to talk about a few things that happened in music. It was a very busy week for me as far as life goes, and kind of a busy music news week. So don't want to, waste too much time. Want to get into everything I want to talk about, and you know, we'll get to that momentarily. But I always got to do my annual, my weekly housekeeping, which is if you dig what you see, please click like. Give me a thumbs up. Drop some comments. Love the conversations with people. It's always nice to talk with folks about music. I totally dig it. Love the interaction, and most importantly, if you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And even more so, if you've been here before and haven't subscribed, what the hell are you waiting for? So, like I said, been very busy this week. Literally every human being in my house has a birthday this week with the exception of me. So my wife and my twins all have birthdays this week, so that means there's a lot of activity. It's very hectic and a lot of running around. So that's that. As far as music goes, all right. Unfortunately, this past week we lost Phil Lesh of the Grateful Dead and Phil Lesh and Friends. He was a phenomenal bass player, songwriter, been around forever. Used to do a lot of shows at the Capitol Theater in Port Chester. I was fortunate enough to only catch the Dead once back in, I believe it was the spring of '91. It was, I could tell you when it is from the perspective of, it was when Guns N' Roses had released their Use Your Illusions 1 and 2 album. The reason I know this is, and I'm not going to give away any names, but one of my college roommates, I was a super senior in college. I enjoyed the 4 years so much, I decided to hang around for another. And one of my roommates decided that he thought it would be a good idea for him to trip on mushrooms at the Grateful Dead show. So he found somebody that dealt in that kind of paraphernalia and got some mushrooms. Had one cap and a stem. Nothing happens. 45 minutes later, he's like, this isn't hitting me. So another cap, another stem. Still nothing. One more cap, one more stem. Now, me and another roommate, my roommate Kevin, all right, we were getting ready to go to Tower Records because it was a big event to go and get music at one point. And this was, it was being released at midnight with a bunch of other albums. Everyone was kind of piggybacking on Guns N' Roses' success. And as we get ready to go, this other roommate comes out and he is blitzed. And we're like, dude, come on. It's time to get in the car. We're going to go over to Tower Records. We're going to pick up the new GNR. Oh, we can't go outside. What do you mean we can't go outside? Dude, we had plans. We've been planning on this for weeks. No. Can't do that. There's people out there. Yeah, that's kind of the idea. There's people there. That's where they keep the music at the record store. We have to go there. Needless to say, he wrapped both his arms around my roommate Kevin's legs and was refusing to let him go. It was like a scene out of I Love Lucy, me trying to drag him off and get him into the car. But so it goes. We picked up the GNR album, and a few weeks later, we had gone to see the Grateful Dead. This roommate and I, and we had a good old time. But that's my memory of the Grateful Dead. Aside from the fact that Bruce Hornsby was with the band at that point, and that was the real gimme for me. I'm a big Bruce Hornsby fan, a big fan of his ever since his first album. I kind of credit it to me getting involved in my college radio station. But we'll get into that another day when we go through Bruce Hornsby stuff. So anyhow, moving right along. So that was one of the big stories, or probably the biggest story to break this week in music. The other one which really affected me was hearing about Matthew Sweet. Okay, Matthew Sweet has been a power pop god since the 90s. He had a great run of albums between Girlfriend, Altered Beast, which is up behind me, and 100% Fun. I absolutely adore Matthew Sweet and adore his music, and his writing is excellent, and just very sad news that he He suffered a major stroke. He had just started doing an acoustic tour with the brothers in Hanson, and he was performing on off nights by himself and doing acoustic nights opening for Hanson, and he suffered a major stroke. He is back home, and there is a GoFundMe page set up for Matthew's recovery and rehabilitation and hospital bills. I urge anybody that can give, please give. Look up Matthew Sweet online, GoFundMe. You will find the information there. Love Matthew Sweet. I wish him all the best, a swift and full recovery. So that was the two big news items that I came across this week as far as stuff that I listened to. Aside from that, it's not life, love's a tragedy, but sometimes it feels like it is. First thing we're going to look at, we're only going to look at one album, and we're going to look at one box set. And that's it for the week, all right? So the album we're going to look at, we're going to take a look. We're going to grab our little hype sticker right here. This is like a who's who of Americana rock and like roots rock and punk. And this is the sticker right there. Jesse Malin. If you don't know who Jesse Malin is, you might know of him from his first group, which was D-Generation. Jesse's originally from Philly, all right, but he moved to New York and became very entrenched in the New York glam, sleaze, punk scene. And his band, D-Generation, actually got to the point where they opened for Kiss, for New York dates for Kiss. I believe it was on the Psycho Circus tour. Almost positive it was Psycho Circus tour. And, they had their day, but they could never break through. They were always seemed to be just not getting there. They weren't quite in touch with everything that was going on around them. They were like the standard bearers for this old 70s, glam punk style. Like the closest thing they came to, more so than Kiss, even more so, was the New York Dolls, which is another fabulous band. If you haven't checked them out, what are you doing? Check the New York Dolls out. David Johansen before he became Buster Poindexter. And Johnny Thunders. Come on, can't wrap your arms around a memory. Awesome stuff. But Jesse, all right, Jesse suffered a spinal stroke, and I'll be honest with you, until reading this about Jesse, I had no idea what a spinal stroke was. But it left him fairly incapacitated. He couldn't perform. But his good friends, as shown here, Bruce Springsteen, Guys in the Bleachers, Lucinda Williams, who also suffered a stroke, Elvis Costello, Billy Joel Armstrong, who was really tight with Billy Joe from Green Day, Jay Macy's Dinosaur Jr., those guys, they all pulled together and they recorded this album, okay? And this is an awesome set. We also have some other fantastic bands on here. This is Silver Patron Saints, the songs of Jesse Malin. And Jesse, after D-Generation folded, he kind of went on to reinvent himself as like this really hardcore roots rocker. And he's put out a bunch of solo albums, which are all really good. And this, it has liner notes from David Frick of the Rolling Stone magazine. It is I guess you would call it a triple gatefold or a double gatefold. It's a gatefold with an extra piece. It's a gatefold with an extra appendage. How about that? And it has all the stories that, from Frick's interviews with people involved with the project itself. And take a look at the vinyl first, and then we'll talk about the track listing. So you have side one there, right? And you've got who produced everything, who wrote everything, and who performed everything. And like I said, it's all Jesse's songs, but redone by friends of his. And then you have side two, and as it says on the sticker, it's in Rasta colors, man. All right, so we've got that. Silver Patron Saints, that's the red. Might as well talk about what's on here. So it kicks off with the Bleachers, Prisoners of Paradise, Oshina as done by the Counting Crows. Adam Duritz really, the inflection in the vocal is just phenomenal. She Don't Love Me by Bruce Springsteen. I mean, it's like just heavy hitter after heavy hitter. Black Haired Girl by Billy Joel Armstrong of Green Day. Brooklyn by Dinosaur Jr. Then you have Turn Up the Mains, Alison Mosshart, Wayne Kramer, rest in peace, of the MC5. He recently passed. And Tom Morello and Joey Castillo and Rob Flores and Mike Watt and Stephen Van Zandt. You might remember Mike Watt from the Minutemen. On side 2, Room 13, Lucinda Williams with Elvis Costello. And also Don't Let Them Take You Down, Beautiful Day, done by the Wallflowers, Jacob Dylan and company. The Way We Used to Roll by Spoon. Shane by Rocky O'Riordan. Kate O'Riordan, Paul Garisto, Jimmy Cruz, Derek Cruz. And then we have In the Modern World by Butch Walker. All right. That's album 1. All right. So album 2, let's take a look at the funkiness here. Kind of like a canary yellow there. Also translucent. This comes in 2 different ways. It's a 3-album set. It comes in the Rasta color, and it also comes in a basic black. And on side 3, we've got High Lonesome by Susanna Hoffs from the Bangles. The Hold Steady. Susanna, as you know, has done 3 covers albums with Matthew Sweet called Under the Covers. Death Star by the Hold Steady. St. Mark's Sunset, great tune from the Walker Rotors. Frank Turner doing About You, and then you've got Tommy Stinson with Ruby Stinson, Tommy Stinson of the Replacements, along with Ruby, on Riding on the Subway. On side 4, Greener Pastures by Graham Parker, Meet Me at the End of the World by Alejandro Escovedo, Dead On by Ian Hunter and the Rant Band, which is Mark Bosch, Dennis DeBreezy, Steve Holly, James Mastro, and Paul Page. Almost Grown by Danny Clinch and Daniel Donato's Cosmic Country. And that's the second album. The final one, which is in a translucent green. Bust that out for you. There we go. Very funky looking, right? And on this one, I believe we have the single and video that was just released for this on side 5. Yep, or is it on side 6? We got When You're Young by Low Cut Connie, Queen of the Underworld by Fantastic Cat, Aaron Lee Tajan doing Shining Down, All the Way from Moscow by Willie Nile, another New Yorker, No Way Out by Rancid, there's his punk roots, Gogo Bardello doing When the Atheists Start to Pray, another New York bunch of weirdos, and God Is Dead by Agnostic Front, and Frankie by Murphy's Law. So you've got like all of Jesse's, friends and fans alike taking care of him on this album, doing, great tunes on here of Jesse's catalog. And, we wish him the best of health and to keep on keeping on and keep on recovering. So you may want to check this out. Definitely worth the money. Jesse Malin's songs, the songs of Jesse Malin, Silver Patron Saints. All the money on this, not profits, all the money on this goes to help Jesse. So that's that. All right, Jesse Malin's Silver Patron Saints, a song of Jesse Malin. All right. So, box set time, baby. Yeah, baby. So I want to thoroughly thank Amazon, love them, for screwing the pooch and getting this to me late. Prime member, right? Yo, ordered it weeks ago, right? Queen. First album is being re-released as a massive box set. Cannot wait. Psyched, right? When this album came out, I was like 5 years old. Most people, they get into music in their teens. I probably got it a little earlier because I was blessed to have people around me, older cousins and friends who had siblings. I had no siblings. I was an only child who had really cool music collections. And one of my good friends who I grew up with, a guy who is a cowboy from the Bronx, goes by the name of AJ Silver. His brother and sister, his older brother and sister, had a very cool record collection that we used to go through. And one of the bands that was in there, I fell in love with quickly. I am talking none other than Queen. All right. Now this is the single CD that came out as a re-release when CDs came out, but they have supersized with a Coke. The first Queen album, and it is appropriately retitled Queen 1. So Amazon got this to me late, like literally 45 minutes ago. It was due here Friday, and I'm going to drop this video immediately, like tonight. So today is Tuesday, so, come on, guys. I don't know what's worse, the fact that I was dying to bring it to you, the fact that I just wanted to listen to it. So this massive sucker of a box set is 6 CDs and 1 LP. And as described on the back page, or, it's going to end up being an insert in this box for me. It's not just a remaster, it's a complete rebuild of the entire Queen debut album. With the benefit of hindsight, it's been retitled Queen 1, as I said, and back in its proper running order. We have Mad the Swine, all right? But that's not all we get in here. Let's take a look at this, and then we'll talk about the track listing. So we have that, and this is a textured box with an embossed cover right there in beautiful gold. And the way this opens up, you can tell there's got a lot of stuff in it. It's got a little ribbon to pull on. And we have the new album cover. All right, wow, there's a ton of stuff in here. And that is also embossed. Queen 1, all right. And it's on Hollywood Records, which has had the Queen catalog for quite some time now. We have the insert as is with all the lyrics and liner notes that you'd want. And then we have the album itself in a white rice paper jacket. All right. And there we have it. All right. Sides 1 and sides 2 with the restored track listing, which now runs Keep Yourself Alive, Doing All Right, The Great King Rat, Mad the Swine, My Fairy Queen King. God, I'm having a hard time with the English language today. Having a hard time with the Queen's English. So Great King Rat, Mad the Swine, and My Fairy King. And then on the side 2, Liar, The Night Comes Down, Modern Times Rock and Roll, Son and Daughter, Jesus, and 7 Seas of Rye. And, nothing else inside the album itself. Take a look at the back of the jacket. Lots of pictures of the band from that time frame. All new, young, bright, and shiny. And also in this, just slide this back in. It has a big book in here for us to check out, which is neat. And we will open that up momentarily. And like I said, this is the first time I'm looking at this because it got here and I was like, immediately I'm recording this because I wanted to do it this past weekend, but between Amazon and everything going on in my family, that just did not happen, but mainly because of Amazon. So we have Queen 1, the CDs, all right? And we have all variations on the Queen album cover plus demos. So you have the original album cover in 5 different colors. And then you have the Demos album, which has a different cover on it. So we'll take a look at that. And this is a very short CD. It's only got 5 tracks on there. These are called the Delane Leah Demos. And it's remixed as of this year. You got Keep Yourself Alive, The Night Comes Down, Great King Rat, Jesus, and Liar. All right. And like I said, the rest of it, take this one out. We have Queen 1 at the BBC. And on here we have My Fairy King from February of 73. We have Keep Yourself Alive, same session, Doing All Right, Liar. Keep Yourself Alive, session 2 from 73. Liar, Son and Daughter, Modern Times Rock and Roll, Great King Rat, Son and Daughter, and Modern Times Rock and Roll again, all from that time period going up to 74. More Queen Live. We have Son and Daughter, Live at the Rainbow, guitar solo from the Rainbow, Son and Daughter, Great King Rat, Keep Yourself Alive, a drum solo, Keep Yourself Alive Again, Modern Times Rock and Roll, Liar, Hangman, Doing All Right, Jesus, and I'm a Man. And in addition to that, we have the new 2024 mix, same as the album, with the redone track listing, restoring Mad the Swine back to where it belongs. I believe that was eliminated from the original US release. We also have Queen 1 Sessions. You know, it's all the sessions. I'm not going to go through every title, but you can see what they did with changing the color of the light on each of them. This has all the backing tracks for the entire album in the running order as originally planned. So that is everything in the Queen box set as far as the music goes. So what else do we have in here? What kind of goodies? Gotta love, you know, big thing about the box sets is not only the music, which is what I buy for, but you gotta have the goodies. And this has a really cool poster in here. It's the back of the album cover. So you get a better look at everything on the back cover, including the gorgeous Queen logo right there. So that's something suitable for hanging on any wall. And we have an envelope. The envelope, please. What do we have in here? It looks like we have some really nice photos of the band. Let's slide these out. And these are cool. These are definitely something you could frame and hang up. So Mr. Balsara, or as we like to call him, Freddie Mercury. The Professor, Brian May. The original Roger Taylor. And the man keeping the beat down on bass, John Deacon. So, got that in there, and there's still more stuff. This is a very nice box that they put together. I mean, it's like they did a good job with this, you know, and I can't wait to listen to the whole thing. From what I've listened to just on MP3, you know, as I was waiting, you know, listening to download, it definitely sounds sharper, the remastered, remixed album. And we've got this gorgeous hardcover book. Love a hardcover book as opposed to the soft covers. These are great. You know, especially, you know, when what they charge for these box sets, it's always nice to have this. So we'll take a quick look at a couple of things here. It says, Queen 1, I have seen the future of pop music, and it's a band called Queen. Jack Holzman of Elektra Records, 1972. Jack Holzman is the father of Adam Holzman. You're like, who the hell is Adam Holzman? Adam Holzman is the keyboard player for Steven Wilson in Porcupine Tree. And he tells some great stories. If you ever get a chance, go online and follow him on Instagram. He has some great stories about growing up and having musicians around like The Doors, who his dad signed. Opens up here with a quote from Freddie. I knew Queen was going to be huge, and we were. There was never a doubt in my mind. Never. I just knew we would make it, and I told everyone who asked just that. You've got to have the confidence to go get it. When Queen first formed, all of us were aiming for the top slot, and we weren't going to be content or satisfied with anything less. Hope for the best and head for the top. That's the only way to approach it. You have to believe in yourself no matter how long it takes. And he definitely believed in himself and his bandmates, and they definitely were the biggest band in the world and one of the best live bands to ever grace the stage. Got some artwork there. I believe that's done by Freddie himself. Yep, Freddie's original drawing. Here's one of the earliest pictures of the band right there. So this is chock full of great stuff. Lines from the lyrics. Some old posters, yes, with Queen. How about that? And Hawkwind on the other page there as well. Notes from when they played Imperial College, which is some of the live music that's on this box set. And some great live photos. Look at this one of Freddie right here. So this is very neat. Definitely a great addition to my collection. I'm a big Queen fan, always have been. And this is just phenomenal. I can't wait to dig into everything and actually listen to the new music on vinyl. That's going to be a good listen. So that's all I've got for you this week. It's plenty. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Thank you so much for spending time with me, giving up part of your day to spend it with me. I totally appreciate you. Come back next week, all right? Bring friends. Like them too. So, thank you for checking out Ant on Music. As I always say, until next week, peace, one love, music. I'm out.